Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of Elucidated. Elucidated is going to be a series of episodes wherein we will be talking about various judgments or cases related to our goals. So today's episode is going to be on adultery judgment, wherein in September 2018, a 5-judge constitution bench of Supreme Court decriminalized Section 497 of IPC. So without any further ado, let's understand the broader concept of adultery. So Section 497 of IPC states that whoever has sexual intercourse with a person who is and whom he knows or has reason to believe to be the wife of another man without the consent or connivance of that man, such sexual intercourse not amounting to the offence of rape is guilty of the offence of adultery and shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 5 years or with fine or both. In such a case, wife shall not be punishable as an abettor. So the problem arose when this became a criminal wrong, and it was said that the women will be spared from this conviction. So the question arose, why were women being excluded from this law? The rationale given was that the wife is the private property or personal property of the husband, and the outsider who tries to develop sexual relations with that wife is trying to snatch the private property of the husband, which is a case of theft. And in return, if that husband or that man tries to develop sexual relations with another woman who can be unmarried, divorced or widowed, then that is not the case of adultery. And it has been a notion from ancient times, that women are always the victim and men are always the seducer. The answer to that question is the status of women in our society. Law thinks that women are subject to certain social issues such as polygamy, child marriages, huge age gap between spouses, etc., because of which the protection from law was given to women. So basically, in Indian Constitution, if your fundamental right is getting violated, you can directly approach the Supreme Court. In 1954, Yusuf Abdul Aziz did the same. He pointed out to the Article 14, which ensures a citizen of equality, and he questioned Supreme Court that this law violates his fundamental right, that is Article 14. The Supreme Court said that that is not the case. They pointed out to Article 15 Clause 3, which states that Supreme Court or law or the Constitution can make special provisions in the upliftment of women, and nobody can question that. Talking about the Hindu laws, Manusmriti, which is believed to be the first legal ancient text and constitution among the various Dharmashastra of Hinduism, gives a broader definition of adultery and terms various activities as adulterous. For example, if someone sits on a bench with a married woman, that is adultery. If someone presents a gift to a married woman, that is adultery. If a person basically touches the ornaments or dress of a married woman, that is adultery. If a person has a sexual intercourse with a married woman, that is adultery. And the punishment for this was death, with an exception that if the offender is Brahmin, then they won't be prosecuted. So the Islamic law gave a very narrow definition of adultery. Islamic law said that adultery is between a married woman and a married man when they develop sexual relation. Very simple and narrow definition was given. But the proving process was even more difficult. To prove it in the court, if you have to prove it you need to bring 4 witnesses to their sexual activity, those two individual sexual activity, and if that is proved wrong, you will be given 80 lashes in return of that. In September 2018, a 5-judge constitution bench headed by the then Chief Justice of India, Deepak Mishra, declared that Section 497 is unconstitutional. They said that this Section 497 is getting struck down because of its manifest arbitrariness. Since we have already got an Article 14, which is a right related to equality against arbitrariness, and this law only penalizes men and not women, it basically is manifestly arbitrary and as such unconstitutional. Chief Justice of India Deepak Mishra said a beautiful thing. He said that husband is neither a master of his wife nor does he have a legal sovereignty over her. And since Section 497 was violating the dignity of a woman, it is as such unconstitutional. But Section 497 can still be used as a ground for divorce. With this, we come to an end of this episode, and we hope that this episode was an informative one to you all. We promise to bring in such episodes in future as well. Thank you.